they disappear basically?
Yeah, how did they actually disappear?
Let's dig deep.
Let's find out.
Let's dig deeper.
Where to be found? What if someone you thought was your best friend was never real?
What?
A few months ago, I was sent an email from a subscriber. Yo Eric, I found this Roblox channel I think you might be interested in. Out of curiosity, I clicked on the link and found myself on a channel named Jimmy Gaming. The channel consists of 11 videos. On the surface, it appears to be normal Roblox videos, but upon a closer inspection at everything reveals some of the most unsettling videos I
Wait, whoa. Why was there a ghost in Roblox basically? So this is basically like a player who's not real? That's sus.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's
Maybe
sus.
this
have ever seen, and it all starts on the first video.
Okay, he's in R6.
The video starts off with a player in a seemingly innocent fishing game. He walks around for a little bit, starts fishing, fails to catch his first fish, and then finally types his first message.
Do you ever hate your life sometimes?
He then starts fishing again, catches a fish, and then continues to type more messages. He explains that he wants to use this channel to talk about his life so far, moves to a new location, starts fishing even more, till the video cuts, and then our player starts opening up to us.
A while ago my family moved, so I can't talk to my old friends as much.
He goes on to explain his separation between him and his friends, but right after he's...
How old is he? Is he above 18 for the parents to do that? So
It's starting to be like a bit creepy, a bit.
yeah,
That's something
carry
that
on.
catches me off guard.
They might as well be dead or something.
Okay, it's a weird choice of words, but he continues to talk about the past with his friends.
Whoa. Dead. I just
He's
heard,
not sure. He says, I think they might be dead.
but I hope not, and they'll come back one day.
And his opinions on
What are you
moving,
saying?
but then he does it again.
Basically the same as being in a school classroom, but then all your friends are dead already.
At this point, the video becomes uncomfortable to watch. He continues comparing his situation to an empty classroom, the dead, and dying pigs. He then goes ahead to try to find a place to log out, but out of everywhere he could have logged out, he decides to do it in the middle of nowhere, and that's where the video ends. Although nothing weird happens in the
Maybe that's how
video,
he
it's
looks.
quite abnormal behavior for our player. The description of the video reads,
First video, nothing special. Things will get better, right?
the title and description both seem to go back to the player explaining to us how he hates moving and wants to be back home with his friends. This person just appears to be sad, which could explain why he chooses to log out in the middle of nowhere. He may just be in a bad mood. Although the way he compares his old friends as being dead is somewhat odd, but right now we don't know if this truly means anything. One thing I did notice was when the player first joined, the world was somewhat dark and rainy, when usually when you would join it would be sunny. So why doesn't it do the same for this player? I personally think the weather could be symbolic to the player's emotions. Movies and TV shows have used gloomy and rainy weathers to showcase the character's sad emotions. So in the end, this player is just a sad kid who misses his friends. But I had no idea that there was so much more this kid was hiding from us.
I wonder.
Video 2.
The video starts off with our player in a forest. They write to us in chat,
I recorded some gameplay earlier, but the video got corrupted. I don't know why. I uploaded it to Drive anyways and put the link in the description if anyone could figure out why it isn't working.
In the description, they do put a Google Drive link that sends us a video, but we'll get back to that later because moments after writing his message, we
Look up
get
the
this.
channel after we're done recording.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe.
What?
We get introduced to a character named Noctua. They talk for a little bit till Noctua asks if Jimmy wants to explore. He says yeah, and they both hop on a boat to explore the lake. Time passes until Noctua asks him where he found this game from. Jimmy responds and says it was a game he used to play with his old friends when they got bored. It's obvious he still misses his old friends in an attempt to recreate the past. Out of the blue, he randomly writes,
Honestly, I miss them.
then Noctua says,
Looks like, but I think it's a...
Oh my god.
and before typing,
Sorry for the
yeah. They
hydration
continue
break.
exploring until he says his mom is making him get off, and the video ends. Before we review this footage, what is in the Google Drive link? Well, if you paste it on a search bar, we're given a video of our player Noctua in a dark environment. This obviously isn't the right video. He complains that the previous gameplay of him got corrupted, but this doesn't seem to match with what he was talking about. Instead, we get an 8-minute video of our player staring at Noctua. This video is in the loop because at 5 minutes and 12 seconds, he writes a few messages.
Do you ever wish you could turn back time? Speak to me. Why won't you answer me?
After that, the rest of the video is spent staring at Noctua. We have 2 videos to dissect, so in order to everything, we'll have to start with the YouTube video first. Let's start from the beginning of the video. We get introduced to Noctua. From the title of the video and the way they communicate, it's obvious this is a friend of theirs. But while they're talking to each other, there's something weird that happens. I'll play the clip for you and I want you to see if you could point out what I'm talking about.
He says he feels lonely at school. Where's the teacher?
If you still didn't see it, I'll play it back. When Noctua gets on the boat, he just disappears. But when jumping off his seat, he reappears like nothing ever happened. It's a small detail and very strange nonetheless. No other occurrences happen in the video, but we can see our player continue to talk about his old friends and attempts to recreate those feelings. Even when Noctua tells him, "You have me," he pauses for a second before typing the words, "yeah." In fact, I'm not too sure if they're even friends. This 8-minute video is the strangest thing we've seen so far. Noctua doesn't even seem like they're a person in this video. Our player is obviously having a one-sided conversation with Noctua in an attempt to speak with them. But for Noctua, they don't ever move, and this dark room they're in doesn't help us answer anything. Instead, we're left with more questions, but with questions are answers, and episode 3 might just give us that. Episode 3 is named New Car. It looks like our player is looking at a new car he bought and checking it out. He then types in chat.
Everyone kept saying people at new schools will be really nice.
He gets in the car and drives around for a bit while writing to us some more before Noctua finds him.
What's this?
Oh, I'm just thinking and modifying the car for you. Let's go somewhere together.
They then start driving up a mountain, which is where Noctua asks how our player is doing, to which he responds with,
Honestly, I miss being helpful.
He continues ranting about his life while driving around, but then out of nowhere, Noctua says, "You're pretty good at driving." And a few seconds after, Noctua also replies with, "Thanks." He replies for our player, but they don't seem to notice or care, because right after they got out of the car, he complains that the view isn't as good as he thought it would be, so they planned on climbing a radio tower to get a better view. But moments before Jimmy reaches the top, we see this. We can just barely see something disappear at the bottom of the screen. From a more clear frame, we can see the thing that disappeared was the car that Noctua was driving. How do we know this isn't just a visual glitch messing with us? Well, if we really want to know, we'll have to finish the rest of the video. After a few minutes of looking at the scenery, they get bored and decide to play another game. Oddly, another game involving cars, which the first scene starts off with our player typing,
Do people make fun of your name?
Noctua?
No, like Matthew.
We find out that Noctua's name is Matthew, but then our player types, people just, I don't know. And then Matthew replies with, "This school sucks." The video cuts again with our player mentioning that he has a cool project partner, and as he's typing some more about his school activities, he loses Matthew. He then seems to stare at the truck for no apparent reason, gets in the car and starts driving before another cut happens. From there, he stumbles upon a town and decides to go into a donut shop, and as he's going inside, go get some. As our player also gets his donut, Matthew suggests going to the city to go rob something. Our player agrees, and as they make their way to the city, we can see what seems to be a smoking car. He takes a look at it before ignoring it and continuing to drive around the city. But they both realize that nothing was open, so they decided to head back to the donut shop. Then the video cuts to them driving back, but something is wrong. Our player looks and sees that the donut shop is almost completely gone. And that's where we get a final message. I think there's something here. Where do I even start?
Maybe a hacker?
With all of the things I pointed out, there was still so much more left unnoticed. Let's start off with Matthew's behavior. In this episode, he seems to really like talking for our player. Matthew compliments his driving, and then Matthew thanks himself for his own.
Why is it so hard to make a game?
Oh my
Why do I...
This could be his way of a joke, but I'm certain that this message wasn't a joke. Our player seems to be complaining about his school. In the beginning of the video, him saying he was told that people were going to be nice, then asking Matthew if people make fun of his name, could indicate people are picking on his name at school. Which is why he goes on to say people just, possibly continuing the sentence with something negative. Which would make sense why his next message says this school sucks. But he's not the one who says it, Matthew does. Matthew is not talking about school in general, he's saying this school sucks. It's very odd behavior, but that just brings us another issue. Where did Matthew wander off to? He disappears in the shipyard. Our player calls his name and he doesn't respond. But moments after, Matthew is right in front of him at a donut shop without mentioning where he went and why he didn't respond. Matthew is being weird. But to understand why, we have to move on to the next topic, the car smoking. Our player is looking at a smoking car, but it's nothing out of the ordinary. In this game, when you shoot enough bullets into a vehicle, it starts to break down. But that just brings us another issue. Who shot the car and why? From the first few scenes of the video, we can see that they're playing in a private server, so it has to be one of them. But who could it be? Well, if you look at the footage, it couldn't have been our player, since in this entire video, he never picks up a gun. Meaning, it had to have been Matthew. Some evidence backing this is when our player loses Matthew and goes to find him, we can barely see a truck also smoking while he drives past it. Matthew was probably the one who purposely broke all those cars. But if that's the case, why? Well, this seems to add on to his behavior with his previous actions. But that still doesn't explain why he does it. But right now, there's no way of knowing. Now that we have that out of the way, let's talk about the real oddities, the stuff disappearing. 3 minutes and 37 seconds into the video, we see Noctua's car disappear. This is not normal, and this definitely isn't a quality issue. We can see the moment the car disappears. I think it has something to do with Matthew, because in the clip around the same time Matthew disappears, our player goes to find him and we can see his car is also gone. This is the second time this happened, where I pointed it out in the second episode. Why do things keep disappearing, and why is it that every occurrence where something has disappeared is related to Matthew? The 2 times he drives something, it disappears. When Matthew sits down, he disappears. When Matthew goes inside a building, it disappears. Our player ends it off with something is here. Could this something be what's causing all of this? And why is it only happening to Matthew? Buckle up, because this is where things get dark. If you're enjoying this video, please make sure to subscribe. And also, if you guys are in...
Okay, guys, come back for part
2.
Yeah. See you guys.